王阿姨。
And now I need to spotlight myself. Good evening, everybody. I was away for 2 months traveling Germany and Switzerland. And during that time, Schwansan did pranayama, and I think a lot of you joined her. And today, I'm happy to be back and see you again. Last week, I joined part of Schwansan's pranayama class. So as we used to do, I would like to invite you to sit for half an hour with me today. I want to read some quotes from the To You book by Sawaki Roshi. And after that, if you have questions, if there's anything that you would like to share, you will be welcome to share whatever you would like to share. Or if you have questions, I will try to answer them. First, as always, let's sit for half an hour together.
我们跟前面还是一样，然后前面做30分钟，在一块儿分享啊。
First, let your upper body swing from left to right, and when these movements get smaller, check the base of the posture, your buttocks and the knees that form the base of the posture, and the spine. You don't have to stretch the spine, but just check that your spine is, how do you say, using the opportunity to grow and stretch itself. Maybe good part of the day you spend sitting like this, but now during Zazen, the spine has the opportunity to stretch itself. The back of the neck can grow, and normally during Zen meditation we keep the eyes open. If you have them open, just lower your side a little bit, relax the shoulders, fold the hands, and probably there will be thoughts coming up during Zazen. You don't have to be disturbed by the thoughts, just try to not follow the thoughts. You realize that you've been following the thoughts, that you've been thinking on and on. And just at that moment that you realize, oh, I'm thinking, then return to the breath, return to the posture. You don't have to try to suppress the thoughts. Just try to not follow the thoughts, write the thoughts, so to speak.
大家可以先左右晃一晃，找找身体重心，然后觉得找到重心以后呢，还是跟以前一样放松，后背挺直啊，不用特别使劲儿把脊柱拉长，但是后背要挺直啊，放松。还有老师刚才还说啥了啊？对，有想法的时候。打坐的时候有想法的时候呢，不用阻止自己的想法，不要跟着想法一起走就可以了啊。我们还是跟前面一样，30分钟。
Thank you very much. I think last time, before I started my trip to Europe, I also read from Sawaki's book To You. And I used to, how do you say, change between Sawaki's quotes and then talk about some Chinese koan. But today, I want to talk about this book again. I think last time we stopped on page 13. If I remember right, the last quote was, "In the society of the dishonest, an honest person is held for a fool." So things like good and bad, honest or dishonest, intelligent, stupid, it depends quite a lot on the environment where you move. And usually inside the environment, everybody thinks that they are on the side of the right ones. And it's always the other ones that are dishonest or wrong or stupid, whatever.
一般的情况下，我们这个课其实老师分享的是两本书，有一本书是他自己写的那一本日语书，然后翻译成了中文，叫《吃饭睡觉都是禅》，好像是这个名儿哈。然后还有就是他两节课是倒着的，然后还有一本书是这个 Sawaki Roshi 老师的一本书叫《To You》给你。然后这本书其实是上次他走之前，我们就是分析的这个。上次他走之前读的一条呢，就是在社会当中一些不诚实的人，在一个不诚实的社会当中，诚实的人会显得特别的愚昧、愚蠢。然后老师说，其实好和不好是两个方面，取决于你的环境。就是这个诚实是好的还是诚实是不好的，是愚昧还不是愚昧，取决于你在的环境。然后这个是我们上次老师走之前分析的这一条，然后今天还接着这本书往下说。
The next quote is a little longer quote, but I will read it first. "Where groups form, perception is dulled, and people stop understanding what's good and what's bad. It isn't that we monks want to withdraw from the world or run away from reality. We simply don't want to go along with this narcosis of our perception. Since ancient times, it has been recommended that you seek your own calling in forests and mountains. Forests and mountains here mean the transparent world." This whole second chapter of this book, Sawaki Roshi is returning to this point of becoming dull, or here for the English translation, we also chose the word narcosis. The Japanese word is boke, and bokeru or boke can mean to be stupid. Also in photography, I think that term is also used sometimes in the West when a photograph isn't sharp, and sometimes a photographer uses this effect on purpose. For example, he has the object that he wants to emphasize that's in focus, but then the rest of the picture is not in focus. And to be not in focus means bokeh. So Sawaki Roshi is basically saying that most of the time we're out of focus. And we're out of focus because we only care about the group. We want to belong to the group, but nobody in the group has a really clear eye for reality. We only adjust our perception to the perception of the group. So we're just as unsharp and dull as the rest of the group. And yeah, monks often hear this kind of criticism why don't you do something for the world? Why do you retreat to the monasteries? Why do you retreat to the mountain? And of course, there's also some truth in this criticism. We should be engaged and do something for the world, be part of society. The problem is if we don't have some firm ground outside of society, outside of any group, it's really hard to stay sharp and focused and have an eye for reality, because society and all these groups are dulling our perception, as Sawaki Roshi is saying here.
这一条稍微有点长，我跟大家先把这个书先简单分析一下啊，就简单翻译一下，就是当一个组织被形成的时候呢，人们会很难分辨，就是你的头脑会变得很愚钝，这个是好的还是不好的？当你在一个组织里面的时候，像这些老师是和尚哈，像我们这些和尚，为什么要远离这个社会？就是远离现实这个社会，其实我们就是为了不要让我们的这些不要被你的眼光、被你的看法，就是所麻醉。当我们以前就是在我们祖先那个时候呢，大家都推荐我们去到就是森林或者是到山里面去修行，呃，就是因为就是在山里面或者是在树林当中，就是怎么说jungle 在丛林当中，人们不会被这个很难被这个世界所改变。然后老师刚才分析了，其实就是英语里面这个词哈，翻译成中文它是愚钝、呆滞的意思，就是一个人当你在一个组织里面的时候，你很难找到自己的想法，自己知道的事情好像就变得不知道了，就是你被这个组织所影响，因为你在这个组织里面嘛，你被大家的所影响，就好像我们看那个照片儿一样。当你聚焦在一个地方的时候，其他的地方可能就没那么清楚了。所以你像这些和尚，为什么和尚要有组织呢？老师说，为什么我们这些修行的人要在一起呢？其实也是为了远离社会这个大的组织，因为你很难自己坚持下来，你很难不被你现在所待的这个社会所影响。我觉得其实我们练瑜伽也是哈，你自己一个人真的很难坚持，你很容易就被别人影响了，或者是你被你自己影响。当你有一个组织的时候，当你跟大家在一起的时候，你可能更容易保持能看到真相。所以这个事情是辩证的看的，我是这么认为的哈。老师可能是他分两面这样说的。然后我们往下。
Okay, the next quote. Don't let yourself be excited by the excitement around you. Don't let your surroundings turn your head. This is what it means to be wise. Don't let yourself be taken in by any philosophy or any group. Don't bother with anything as dim-witted as people. Here, Sawaki Roshi talks about philosophies and groups, but of course, the same is true for religion or Zen. So it's also important that we don't allow ourselves to be taken in by Zen. And ironically, there are a lot of students of Sawaki Roshi that are very proud to be part of the Sawaki lineage. I'm part of the Sawaki lineage. And they don't even realize that the moment they say that, the moment they behave like that, they already are taken in by just another group. They are very proud to be followers of Sawaki Kodo. And Sawaki wants us to stop exactly that. The moment we allow that to happen, our perception is already dull, we're out of focus.
然后我简单把这一段翻译一下哈，就是你不要让自己因为在一个 什么就你周围这个环境，你不要因为自己在你周围这个环境当中就感到很高兴或者很兴奋、很窃喜哈，因为不要让这些你的周围的一些环境怎么说呢，在你的头脑里面，它就是打开你的头脑，不要因为就是意义，我给大家翻译，就是不要因为你在这个环境里边你就变得很骄傲，不要因为你在你周围这个特别好的环境当中你就很自豪，就是老师大概就是这个意思哈。这个就是智慧，因为不要让你自己被这些理论、哲学或者是任何组织，所束缚，不要让任何的人所打扰到你。然后老师解释说，就好像宗教，像我们坐禅，或者是任何一个组织，你不要因为你在这个禅的这个组织里面，或者是你不要因为你跟一个特别有名的老师在一起，你就变得很骄傲。像这个泽木老师，他就是在日本特别有名的一个禅师。然后他看到了他的一些学生，因为是他这个组织里面的，就是他这一组织跟他一起学习的同学变得有些骄傲，所以老师说，当你有这个想法的时候，当你觉得好像我跟着一个特别有名的老师在练习的时候，其实这个时候你就已经变得很愚钝了，因为你已经被这些事情所干扰到了。我觉得老师说的特别对哈，我有时候也这样，找有名的老师上课，然后自己觉得很骄傲，其实那个老师跟你没什么关系，对吧？OK，
And last quote for today. Man makes a clever face and talks about being Lord on earth. I think Sawaki Roshi is referring here to a famous quote from the Bible that man was created as to be Lord on earth. At the same time, he doesn't even know where to begin with his own body. He watches sports on television and defends himself by saying that everyone else does it too. Probably that quote is from the 1950s or early 1960s when, well, watching TV was becoming more and more popular. And when you watch TV, usually you forget about yourself. Your mind is in the TV set. And today we have computers, we have our smartphones, so we don't only watch sports, we watch pornography, we do games with our computers, and often people enjoy watching other people do games even more than doing games themselves. They watch other people do games, and what happens is the same thing. We think we know best about the world. We think that we have the best opinion, but we don't even know what we do with our own body. We have completely forgotten about our own life. We're always over there in the TV set, in the computer. Our mind is with the smartphone. And often what we eat for breakfast or for lunch is much less important than the picture that we take of the lunch and we upload it to Instagram, and the amount of thumbs which we get for the lunch that we uploaded. And if somebody asked us, so how did lunch taste? I don't know how lunch tasted. I was so busy taking the picture and uploading it, I completely forgot about the taste of my lunch. So even before the internet, it was like that. It's not something that's new. Even at the time of Sawaki Roshi, people's minds were already working like that.
然后后面这一部分呢，我简单给大家翻译一下啊，就是当人类有一个觉得自己很聪明的，摆出一份自己很聪明的脸的时候，当我们在讨论我们是这个世界的主人的时候，好像萨瓦伊罗西就是这个泽木老师，好像他就是影射圣经里边的那一些，好像是这个啊，就是影射圣经里面的一些教法。然后与此同时呢，我们又不知道，其实你的身体到底在哪儿，你应该从哪儿开始。就像我们在看电视的时候呢，你都忘了啊，我们就像我们在看电视节目里面的在看电视的体育节目一样， 我们自己呢，就是你自己完全依赖于其他人在说些什么。老师，我简单解释，老师刚才又解释说，其实就是在七零年代啊，还没有我呢，70年代的时候，电视刚有的时候特别流行，好像大家特别流行看电视，尤其是看电视里面体育节目哈。然后当你在看电视的时候，你可能特别放松，你忘了你自己了。包括我们现在也是这样，你看我们现在有手机有电脑，你可能不单单流行看体育节目，你可能像玩游戏啊，然后像我们现在刷微博啊，是吧？刷朋友圈啊，你可能你自己没有在玩游戏，你可能在网上在看别人玩游戏，是吧？你可能特别沉迷于看别人是怎么玩的，你可能自己都没有玩，你去看别人在怎么玩。然后我们你甚至都忘了你现在身体在干嘛，就是你在玩手机的时候呀，看电视的时候，你可能都忘了你现在在干嘛，就好像你都已经不关心你在吃的是什么了。我们可能在吃饭的时候就那么简单的几分钟时间哈，你可能还必须得开了电视才能吃饭，或者是你得一边看手机才能一边吃饭。你可能都已经不关心你在吃什么了，问你刚刚吃的饭是什么味道，你可能都不知道。可是问你刚才，你可能一直在关心你手机里面的这些新闻呀，然后别人玩的游戏啊，你可能一直在那儿，就是你已经忘了自己生活当中本来这个身体到底在哪儿。像好像都变得不那么重要了。其实你看，就是我们泽木老师写这本书的时候，那个时候还没有网呢，然后手机好像还没有呢。你看那个时候的人也是看电视，好像比在吃什么东西重要，跟我们现代人是一样的啊。
So, how about you? Do you have any questions? Anything that you would like to share? If yes, you're welcome to do so, either directly by unmuting yourself, or if you want to, you can also write into the chat function.
大家有问题的话可以问啊，那个我帮大家翻译也没关系。I want to share something. I feel this is similar like when we do yoga. Like we always wanted to look for famous teachers,
Yes.
and we feel proud if you practice with some famous teacher.
Yeah.
Like Sharlaji. we all wanted to go to India and meet him, practice.
Yeah.
A lot of teachers are famous. Sometimes we forgot we have to really do our own practice every day. Daily practice is more important than meet the famous teachers. The teacher is good. They can give you a lot of good advice, make your practice better. But the main thing is you have to really do your daily practice. You have to really to take you something you cannot do or something you can do is about the teacher, a part of about the teacher, part of the teacher. Maybe you follow some famous teacher, they can help you, but the more important is you have to do the practice. Yeah.
Exactly. Like the Dalai Lama, he's so famous in Europe or America. If he gives a talk, people have to rent a whole football stadium, and people come together at the football stadium, and later they are so proud. I saw the Dalai Lama, and they tell all their friends. But then if you ask them, well, what did he say? Well, I don't know. I don't know. It was too difficult or whatever. But they're so proud that they saw the Dalai Lama or whoever. And exactly, it's exactly as you said. I mean, who cares about whom you have met and who your teacher is? What's your practice? What does it mean in your life? That's the important point.
Short translation 我刚才跟老师说，就是其实我们练瑜伽也是这样的。我有的时候，你看，其实我也有时候也这样哈，就是老师想找有名的老师练习，老师想去找哪个老师有名去找他上课哈，找他练习。其实老师是老师的练习，你是你，老师再有名，你自己不练没有用。可能有名的老师，或者是他真的教学很有法的老师，可以帮到你。他可能确实是老师真的可以帮到你，但是帮了没有用啊！你不练，不练没有用。所以练习还是日常练习，比你要见到一个有名的老师更重要。 日常练习比你遇到一个有名的老师更容易。你可能老师没那么有名，你可能你周围的朋友什么的没有练得特别好，但是你每天都在练习，这个比你这个老师更有名更重要。然后老师说，其实，在欧洲也是，或者是在其他地方有一些达赖喇嘛特别有名，他可能循环的做演讲，大家就是那个去租大体育馆。租大体育馆，然后来上这个老师的课哈，然后好多人都特别高兴，下了课，哎呦，我见到了这个特别有名的这个达赖喇嘛哈，我见到特别有名这个老师，但是你问他老师刚才讲什么了，他可能都不知道老师刚才讲了什么。所以老师说，其实没有人关心你见到了谁，也没有人关心那个老师多么有名，或者你这个组织多么有名，关心你真的听到他说什么了，你有没有分享，你有没有练习，其实这个比较重要。OK。
Yeah, Chris writes in the chat function that Muho is famous too. I don't know if anybody's here because he wants to sit with the Muho. But if that's the case, I doubt that's the case. But if it's the case, I mean, it's about the 30 minutes. Actually, for me, like we usually have 1 hour, 30 minutes is sitting, 30 minutes is talking. I give a talk, you can ask questions. But what I think is most important is what you do during the first 30 minutes when you just sit. And usually I sit facing the computer, but some of you are facing the wall, so you're not disturbed by me. And I mean, that's really important. It doesn't really matter who's with you in the Zoom room. And if I'm here or if Shwansan is here for pranayama or for yoga, what is important is your practice. It's your practice. And who cares if Muho is famous or not famous, or if Shwansan is whatever level in yoga. What is important is what you do when you join this Zoom room. It's about your practice.
然后 Chris 就那个我老公哈、他刚才在那儿留了个言说，那幕后老师也很有名啊，我们来就是因为幕后老师有名。然后老师说，我有名吗？说那个你们来是因为我有名吗？其实我们以前上课是先提问，先分享半个小时，然后后面20分钟大家是半个小时，我忘了20分钟好像是我们做20分钟以前。现在老师倒过来了，老师认为其实听他讲没有我们自己你真的坐下来重要。所以我们现在倒过来，先做半个小时，然后呢，老师再分享。其实，你看我们好多同学，我都告诉大家冲墙哈，别冲电脑。我只是跟大家说了，其实有一些同学是看着电脑做，有些同学冲墙。其实你靠墙，就是你根本就谁来上课都无所谓，你不应该在意，就是谁跟你一起做，你也不应该在意，谁在谁没在。因为重要的是你自己的练习，比这些谁在，比这个老师重不重要都重要。不要在意这一些。老师就是这个意思。
Any questions? Anything else you would like to share? No questions today?
有问题可以提。
Andrea Anya is raising her hands, please.
Yes, at the same time, I'd like to emphasize that it's great that Shansang and you are holding the space open. And especially Shansang during the last couple of weeks now, 2 months or something. Thank you for that, especially although I couldn't be here every week, it is always nice to know it's there. And it's going on. And if you are not there, Muho, Shang-san is doing the job. And I'm very grateful for that. And that you can rely on a room where you can meet people to share this experience that you can, on the other hand, only have for yourself and experience for yourself, and can only give yourself into to realize it. It's great to have this room to share it. So thank you so much to you and to you, Cheng-san. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
然后刚才他说，其实他就是表示一下感谢，就是说我们有一个组织，今天我们不是分享组织吗？有一个组织能够大家一块儿去分享，就是一块儿做一下。然后很高兴我们有这个课，虽然他之前就是我们上呼吸法的时候，不是每节课都能来哈，但是他知道我们这个课一直在继续，然后他想来的时候还能有，他觉得这个也挺重要的。其实他就表示一下感谢，没什么。大家有问题可以提啊，没事。
What Chuan-san and myself just said about, well, the attitude that a student should have. The same is, of course, true for a teacher. Like sometimes as a teacher, if there's lots of people that come to a class or to a Zoom meeting, you think, oh, that was really good. Today there were lots of people that came. And if there's only a few, you say, oh, I wasted my time. But actually, it's not about the amount of people that come. But then at the same time, what Anya just said is also true. If nobody would come, probably no teacher would have the energy to continue. It's thanks to you. Thanks to you that you come every week that we can continue. So both for Xuanzan and myself, it's important also that you come, because you come, we are motivated to sit each Monday here with you in Zoom, or also for my Sunday sitting outside in the park. If nobody would be coming, maybe for 2 or 3 weeks I would continue, but then after a month or two I would say, well, if nobody's coming, why should I sit here? So it's not about the numbers, but actually still we help each other a lot in this way. So I and Xuan-san, we also want to say thank you for coming.
Yeah. Actually, I feel a little upset recently.
You said the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, I feel a little upset because yoga practice is not easy.
No, not easy.
Will get harder and harder sometimes.
Yeah.
And people get busy. You have no time, or maybe you feel the practice too much, or you feel there's some asanas you can't really get it for a very long time. You may feel, oh, I want to give up, or you feel I see my students, they're resting. I was a little upset today, but I'm very happy you say that, making me feel a lot better.
Okay, if you have no other urgent questions, I would say let's stop here today. Next week I'm gonna be back, and in 2 weeks I won't be here, but Xuan-san will do pranayama on the 31st. And then in November, I think most of the Mondays, maybe all of the Mondays, I will be here. So if you have something that you want to ask but couldn't ask today, next week is another chance. Thank you for coming and have a nice week.
谢谢大家，